I'm Drew Coles.
I'm Erin Coles.
And this is Met Player Monday. Today we're going to be talking about what jazz is and how it's typically used in weddings, and also how our musicians typically perform it.
Cocktail hour is typically the part of the wedding in which you'll hear jazz music played most often. When discussing the vibe and style of music our couples want during cocktail hour, if they don't have a major preference, we tend to suggest jazz.
Even though jazz got its start in the late 1800s and new pieces are written every day,
most of the time when people say jazz in this context, what they really mean are the songs that make up the Great American Songbook.
and this isn't an actual book of songs, but instead it's a sort of collection or canon of important American popular songs and jazz standards, primarily from the 1920s through the 1950s.
These songs are often referred to as American standards, and they were created for musical theater as well as musical film.
So just to name a few, Fly Me to the Moon,
Autumn Leaves,
My Funny Valentine,
All of Me,
I've Got Rhythm,
In a Mellow Tone,
and Blue Skies all qualify as songs from the Great American Songbook.
all of these songs have lyrics, even though they're often performed solely by instruments.
These songs started to assume new identities in the jazz genre when jazz musicians took them and recorded iconic versions of them, often bearing improvisational sections in their arrangements.
Nonetheless, this portion of jazz is what most people are referring to when they say they'd like to hear jazz at the cocktail hour.
And if you're working with us and you want to leave the selection of what should be played at your cocktail hour up to us, what we've described already, along with pop selections done in the style of the past, sort of like what Postmodern Jukebox does, is what we'll suggest and have our musicians play.
Regardless of exactly what we choose, our main objective will be to provide a classy musical atmosphere for your cocktail hour that includes music people are familiar with.
We hope this has been helpful, and remember, we're always here in case you have questions or simply want to run something by us. At the end of the day, we're here to support you in making musical memories. That was a short little ditty. I'm Drew Coles.
I'm Erin Coles.
And this is Met Player Monday. Today we're going to be diving into diving into the deep end of words that I need to read. I need to read the words. Okay, here we go. There's like that one lonely lyric in the back. Just kidding. We can't use any of that. We don't like
Oh,
any
we're
of that.
still going.
Yeah, we have to.
Sorry. Ow. Please don't use any of this on there. That was so bad.
I gotta cut it in a way that'll make it work.
I was like zoning out for the beginning portion.
Wimpy.
Or stinky. Hefty. Is that what it is? These hefty commercials, it's like there's like a bad thing that they're talking about
I think it
first.
might be multiple.
I think Wimpy's right too. I think, and then they come in with like a strong hefty.
That's the great question of the day, folks.
What is a word that rhymes with hefty?
What means the opposite of hefty? This is a new series we call
Quiz.
Antonyms. The bottom part of my voice isn't even there.
Wow.
That's very voluminous, right? You're like, stop doing that.
It's all fine.
Okay, here we go. Blah, 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 baby, right? Here we go. That's like a crow.
Have an awesome week.
Have a great week, folks.